Hello. Now, I did a short video into my journey into Buddhism, but having played it back and watched it a couple of times, as you do, I think it rather skirts the subject. There seems to be a disconnect between life prior to Buddhism and life and why the transition to Buddhism. So I had a sort of rethink about it, and I would suggest it was prompted by my move to Buddhism. It was prompted by a life crisis between I think about 2005 and 2007. And so if I look at my life pre-crisis, which is when I was my late 50s, I suppose, I was married, had quite a nice large property to live in, owned 5 rental properties. I had a job as a senior manager reporting to the CEO of a large local organisation. I was busy renovating my home, and I could say generally I was in a, if you like, a successful rut, you could call it, doing stuff. And by way of letting off steam, I was going around a racetrack and a very nicely highly tuned Subaru STI, and then it all came crashing to a huge end. Not just one thing, everything. So over that course of that 2 years from 2005, so I've been fairly settled from say the 1970s up until this stage, doing the usual things, holidays, jobs, blah blah blah. But over that 2 or 3 years, my wife decided life would be better without me, so she disappeared. So that meant having to do the divorce settlement was to hastily complete the home renovations, sell the home, sell all the rental properties, and then so that shortly after that happened, my father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So over the course of the next few months, his mind just disappeared. Yeah, which is quite a strange thing to happen for a very sort of intellectual person who can't even or doesn't even know which way to hold a telephone to speak into it. So he faded away over the course of the next couple of years. And the trifecta, yes, was my high-paying job being declared redundant. So income stopped dead at that point. So you can see that life does throw a few challenges to folk and how to respond to it. And in my, the hours of not working at home, I will pick up the thread from the previous video about using StumbleUpon. I say it doesn't exist anymore. It throws up random websites. I think it's another one now called board.com, which is the same sort of thing. But anyway, I came upon this website that said, or talked about the concept of validation, how we validate ourselves in this modern life. So I was validated by being married. I was validated by having a successful job, and both of those just disappeared. So I felt invalidated, and that's what led me on to, on the same website about this validation, was the concepts of Buddhism. It's all about feelings and cravings and clinging and getting sucked in, and we in the 20th, 21st century are sucked in by materialism and status, which doesn't really mean anything really. If you look at the impermanence and how the craving and clinging is so temporary, I suppose. So you rush out and buy something and, oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. So yeah, that's just to fill in the blanks, if you like, about the transition from day-to-day life to Buddhism. So I think those are the triggers. So I don't think I was actively looking and seeking pre the life crises, but the life crises forced me to look at where my life was at, and Buddhism ticked all the boxes. So thank you, Buddha. And I just want to, just on the side, you may have had the luxury of being given wages and doing nothing because of COVID-19. And I wonder how many other folk have sat back during that time of enforced idleness to examine where they're going to and why. That'd be quite interesting to see what happens in the next couple of years over that. Anyway, I'm rambling, so thanks for watching. Cheers.